up YouTube and welcome back to the channel of Absolute Rebuild. Today we have the pleasure to work on our boat again, but we're first going to start with the engine. So the engine that we're going to install is a 350 5.7 liter Mercruiser or GM engine. We had this engine for a while as a separate part engine. We checked everything, we checked all the bearings and everything turned out okay. So that engine is something that we're going to assemble today. So we got everything nicely laid out on the pallet. What we're going to do now is clean it all up, sand it all down and give her some nice coats of paint so everything looks OE again. Okay guys, so it's the next day. Yesterday we painted the water pump here, the steering pump, the stern drive as well, the exhaust headers and manifolds, and of course the engine block. So what we're going to do now is disassemble it all once again. The first thing that we're going to do is throw on a new timing chain as well, because the old one is a little bit worn and that's something that we don't want. So we will put everything on the counter again and change out the timing chain. So we got the timing chain installed. Now it's time to throw on the first head. So yesterday we were able to put the heads on, tighten the bolt in 3 times, one time 25 foot-pounds, then 45 and the final 65 foot-pounds. So what we're going to do now is install the push rods. So we're going to install the lifters and the rockers as well. And we also need to do the hydraulic valve adjustment. So while we are doing the editing, we made some amazing footage with our GoPro Hero 8, but unfortunately this message popped up and we tried for several hours to retrieve the data on our tiny hard drive in the GoPro Hero, but unfortunately it's impossible to get our footage back. So sorry guys, unfortunately we're missing some very cool shots. Okay, so now that we got everything installed, now we need to do the valve adjustments. So what we're going to do is, this is something that I learned from a guy on YouTube as well. He's been rebuilding engines for 4 years, because this can be quite a hassle to adjust all the valves and everything. So this will be a much easier job now, because all that you need to do is get the push rod, move it a little bit, and then fasten the rocker until the movement is complete out of the push rod. So I just tightened it until I cannot move the push rod anymore. So now we're going to do all of them, then turn it 90 degrees 8 times. So we've done every push rod to make certain that there's no movement anymore, and then we will come back. Okay, so we did the first round, and what we did is we made sure that there's 0 lash in the rocker arm. So what we're going to do now is turn it 90 degrees and do it all over again for 8 times. We won't bore you with that, but we will come back shortly. Okay guys, so we made all the turns. We finally got the lash at 0. I made a small mistake, because you want to make a quarter of a turn and then feel all the push rods if there's no movement anymore, and do that for 16 times to make sure that all the push rods have 0 lash. So now that we got the engine at 0 lash, all that's left to do is turn each rocker 3/4 of a turn to make the final adjustment. So now that we got that part done, we're going to flip the engine over, put in the oil pump, put in the oil pan and also the timing cover, fill her up with some brand new oil and prime the engine so we can bleed all the channels and make sure that there's oil nicely everywhere. Okay guys, so we installed the harmonic balancer and the pulley. Now it's time to throw the block around, install the oil pump and the oil pan. And of course the oil adapter. And don't forget your dipstick. Okay, so we came quite far. We still need to prime the oil. We still need to throw in the intake manifolds, the exhaust manifolds, flywheel, bell housing and all kinds of stuff. Install the carb, we need to rebuild the carb. So there's plenty more to do, but that's something that we're going to show you guys in our next video. Guys, if you like our videos, make sure to like, subscribe and comment down below. And also make sure that those post notifications are on as well. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, so it would be a great deal that after this video we reach 1,000 subscribers. As always, thanks for watching and hopefully see you guys in our next video.
Catch me howling at